Flosstube. It's Michelle, Farm Girl. Sorry, I just took my hair out of my ponytail. It was giving me a headache, and so now it looks crazy. So, hi, welcome to my channel. Welcome to all my new subscribers. It is July 2nd, 2017. Sorry, maybe I should have ran brush through it first. We have been, I've been outside. I just got done feeding babies, so wearing my 4-H shirt. Keep calm. It's 4-H month. We have our county fair this month. The kids are super excited. And our kidding season is over. We had our last 4 kids freshen. And June was a psychotically busy month for us. We had our last 4 does kid. We had sold a bunch, just graduations. Can I tell you, I have not cooked. I did not cook a single meal Saturday or Sunday at on any weekend because we just went from graduation to graduation. So we had lunch and dinner covered. It's kind of sad because a lot of my friends and a lot of the kids my kids have been showing in 4-H and have been going to school with, they're all aging out. We're really close. We're 3 years away from being empty nesters. And yeah, it's kind of, I mean, don't get me wrong. I am really looking forward to it, but it's just the end of an era. I gotta take a drink, sorry. And I'm actually using my glass. My camera is sitting on top of my glass, so I'm just gonna edit that out. It's not hot out. It's been unseasonably cool here in Minnesota. My husband was convinced it was 85 today. I'm like, the hell it is. Look it up. And who do you think won? Yeah, I had it right on the money. It's 75 degrees, 45% humidity, but I don't know if it's just because this room is so hot. It feels a lot warmer than that. It's actually been kind of miserably cold for those of us who love summer. Most Minnesotans love it kind of cool. It usually hits 80s sometime in July or June. And in July and August, I mean, we see lots of 90 temps. The state fair is usually pretty miserable because with hot temperatures in Minnesota comes high humidity. So if the temp is 85, the humidity is usually 85. It really kind of sucks, but when you're working outside. But Minnesota is definitely the extremes of all temperature fluctuations. We don't just, I mean, our cold is up here and our hot is up here. It's crazy. In fact, one time my husband and I went away to Atlanta. We just went on a weekend trip. And it was actually cooler in Atlanta and less humid than it was at home. So if you've been to Atlanta, I'm sorry, my hair is just, you can see the bump from the pony. But it was just, oh my gosh, and now it feels super funny, you know, when you have a ponytail in for a long time, but outside, I can't stand my hair in my face. So anyways, I have been busy, and I have been stitching up a storm. I've been doing lots of sewing. I've been keeping myself busy. This is actually the 3rd attempt at this video. I've just been struggling with, it kept shutting off and I didn't want to keep editing. So I probably will repeat myself or forget some things, but I'm going to start with some FFOs. And first one is a refinish. Home and needle worker I framed before and I hated the frame. So I took it out. This frame came from Hobby Lobby, but they're discontinued. It's like a seasonal thing, and I got it on clearance. Wah, wah. Natasha had shown one in her video, and then Emily C got one too. And they're just super pretty, but I also wanted to mention, so I know I had mentioned I used the Crafty Curator. Can't think of her name right now. But I used her, Letitia. So I used her tutorial where she uses this little gun. And originally I really liked it because it was quick. But they just didn't hold tight enough for me. But I will say this, that when anybody ever does a tutorial, if one thing may not work for you, but you can always take away something. I tell people that at work. I do a lot of training. And it's amazing, even though I've been with a company for 11 years and I've been doing training, even when I'm training someone, I can generally learn something from my trainee that I can put to use, something that I didn't know before, or something that they do that I can benefit from. Like, you never stop learning, which is a great thing about Flosstube, because you wouldn't believe what I didn't know about cross stitching, and I've been stitching for 30 some years. 25 years, I guess. But anyway, so I took a lot away from that video, and just because that one technique didn't work for me, there were a lot of things in there that did. But I just needed to tweak it to work for me, and I found a tutorial, and I believe it's on Heartstring Samplery's blog, which is Beth Twist, and I really liked that one. I will link it below. So I went back to pinning, and she actually suggests pulling out, and you can kind of see it here. You can see where I pulled out a thread. You can see it on the top too. You see that? You can see I just pulled out one line, one thread all the way across, and it gives you a straight line to pin against. And that really worked for me. I really like that, because then it was really easy to make sure that this was perfectly straight, which I'm all about that. And then what Letitia uses in her video, that two-sided tape, which I love and I'm obsessed with, that was the greatest takeaway from that video. That will really work for me, and that was one of the most fabulous things I have found yet. That stuff is a great tool. So in Beth's video, she shows how she miters the corners, or not. It's not a video. It's on her blog. So I will link it below. If you're interested in seeing a tutorial of it, I mean, it's not mine really to show, but, and I don't know if it's the same technique, but if you want a framing tutorial, Tara C is on Flosstube, and you can look up, she doesn't do Flosstube anymore, but I'm pretty sure all of her videos are still available. It's Tara C, Tarac, and she's got some framing tutorials on there, and she shows how she does it. And it's pretty similar, I think. But you just miter the corners and stitch it. And yeah. So I don't know. I feel funny about doing a tutorial about something that's not my technique. But I will link her blog post below. And she certainly had pictures, and I found it very helpful. Okay, and generally I back this with some paper, but I just wanted to be able to show that to you. So there's that. Okay, that was my reframe, and my next project was. So this is Sweet Land of Liberty by Blackbird Design. I love everything in this booklet, and I'm just going to thumb through it here real quick. This is Liberty Rose. Really pretty. All these designs are in this booklet. Salute to Abigail. So pretty. In Full Glory. And this is just smaller pillow size, which is really cute. And American Eagle, this is the one I stitched. And Sweet Land of Liberty. And even though that's finished in a circle, it's actually, the way that it's stitched, it's square, and the whole pattern, it is square, so you could finish it definitely differently if you wanted to. So that is an action-packed book, and I think it retails for $22. I'm pretty sure. So worth every penny. I stitched the American Eagle, and here's my finish. I did this on my own fabric that I hand dyed. It was a 28 count Joblin. It was a Witchelt, available at Hobby Lobby. Pretty inexpensive, and I just was playing with some dyes. And I'm pretty sure it was a taupe Rit, and it was just using the technique in my video, in my tutorial. The fabric, or the frame is available still at Joann's. It's just really pretty distressed, and the taupey color just really looked good with the fabric. And I love the way that this turned out. And then the back, I used the same technique to stretch and pin it. Did the same thing in the corners, and then this one is fully finished. I buy this, the question came up recently on Stitch Mania, but this fabric, or this paper, is available in rolls at, I think I got mine, it's Blick's, which is an art store. They carry a lot of framing supplies, but I think Joann's and stuff might have this. But you can order Amazon. I mean, what doesn't Amazon have? And then you can buy the hardware separately too. And then I just need to get the little bumpers for the corners. And then you have, I mean, this was just the stock piece, or a stock frame, you know, that had the little black stand, and I just popped that off and didn't use it. And I used these little pins that are used for framing. And I love it. Same technique, pulling out the string so that you can get it like perfectly straight. Okay, so that is that, and I'll show you my fabric here. Again, I said that this is 28 count Joblin. And then I did start one of the others as part of a flag there. Really nice modeling. I love the color. It's just a really nice neutral. And I just want to say thanks to everyone who tags me on Instagram to show me their fabrics, that they're watching the tutorial and then dyeing their own fabrics. I love it. I mean, it's nothing difficult, and I love that kind of creates artistic freedom, if you will. And you know, some of us, we wouldn't use hand dyes just because of the expense if we weren't dyeing it ourselves. So I just really like that aspect of it. And it's one more way to put your stamp on your project. So it's literally super quick. It takes 10 minutes from start to finish. It is not difficult at all. I've had some people who've had trouble getting the modeling that they want. So feel free to shoot me a message on Instagram. That's what most people... I've had probably 5 or 6 people who've had trouble with the tutorials, or not getting the technique or the modeling that they want. And if you shoot me a message, I'm more than happy to try and help you as best I can. I don't normally, if I'm not friends with you on Facebook, and I don't use Facebook for stitching stuff, so I try and keep that just private and limited to for my family. And I actually use that for my goat friends more than anything. So if you send me a message on there, it doesn't usually pop up because it's in like that other folder. And I don't check that really. So messaging me below if you want my email address. If you're not on Instagram, I'm perfectly good with that. I can give you my phone number if you want to talk about it. I did have somebody who, I don't know, did a Google search on me and ended up tracking down my cell phone number, which I didn't really appreciate. So I would appreciate, I mean, I'm perfectly happy to willing to talk to you on the phone as long as you let me know and I'm the one that gives you my phone number, not that you just seek it out. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I love your comments. I love the messages. So don't feel like you can't do that. That one just kind of shook me a little bit, to be quite honest. And if you choose to call me anyways, it will not be well received. So Other finishes. I have quite a few FFOs. I did start, I don't know that I'll do this whole series. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. But I actually started with John Hancock. And this was one of my last Mania finishes, starts and finishes. At the end of Mania, I was like, oh, for the love, I just want to, finish something. So I did, that's why I went to town on these. These were Mania, my last Mania starts. I don't know if I've mentioned it before. I can't remember if it was in this video or previous. I didn't start the samplers that I was going to because I'm waiting on fabric for those charts. So these littles, and then I just was in the mood to do some patriotic stitching. So, and then the fabric was just, I think I picked this up at Hobby Lobby when Joan and I were shopping for retreat goodies. Gosh, I am like really shiny. It's like I'm a sweaty beast. I mean, even when I only weighed 110 pounds, I sweat like a stuck pig, so. Oh, and it's not super hot out, but when you're working and it's blazing sun and 75 is still kind of roasty. So I should have powdered a little bit. Give me that dewy complexion. Okay, so next, oh, and then I also hand dyed the fabric for this. This is also a 28 count Joblin, the same Witchelt Joblin available at Hobby Lobby. This one, it looks a little navy-ish, and it actually isn't. It's the Dove Gray. It's just the way Joblin picks up the dye. It just picks it up a little differently, and every fabric does. So if you're concerned about that and you really, really want a specific color, test swatch. What I do is I'll just dip like a salvage corner in and then blow dry. It takes 2 seconds, but you can really get a good idea of what kind of coverage you're going to get and what the finished color is going to be. And then next finish was Woolens by the Primitive Hair. I enjoyed this so much. I can't even stand it. I love her stuff, and she's just, she's an artist. I love this. And so here's my finish. And I dyed that fabric myself. Scrunched it up a little bit. I would have liked to be able to get a little bit darker like that, but I'm really happy with this. It's really beautiful. And then the back is just a check black and brown that I had in my craft stash. Now this, I don't know if I mentioned. So this I stuffed with, right here, move my chair. A polyester fiber fill, which I hate it. Because I'm spoiled. This is stuffed with Angora. Can I tell you how much Angora that took? You can see right here. I have baggies. That is, oh, shoot. Okay, sorry. I forgot. That reminded me. I have Pearl, my Angora Rabbit. He's outside in a playpen in the grass. And I have to be really careful because when the sun moves, the shade goes away. He's under a big tree. So I just wanted to make sure he wasn't in the sun, and he's not. It's creeping up on him. But so this is actually stuffed with his fiber. And it's like the, it's not really spinnable. You can see the stuff in the bag is kind of, it's the stuff I like brush out of them. But it's fantastic for projects like this. And the feel of it, like there's just no comparison. This feels just amazing. So that was that. Next I have, this was not a Mania, but it was, it's a finish I've just had laying around forever. I have a basket there on my cutting table that's like filled with years worth of finishes, and I've just decided I'm going to start tackling them. This is filled with crushed walnut shells, so it has a really nice weight. I really like it. And this was out of a Country Living magazine. They do a little cross stitch series, and that light is That's more reflective of the color. The back is just a polka dot from Mustache. And then lastly, now I hated stitching this. I don't exactly know why I had such a hard time with it. It's a very easy pattern. I didn't enjoy the colors. They seemed kind of 80s and dated to me, and I really stitched it, and I just did it with the DMC. I didn't use the overdyes, but I thought there's no way I'm ever going to do anything with this. And I just decided, nope, I'm going to finish it. And I did, and it didn't take long, and I love the results. And I swore, actually, when I was stitching this, I was never going to... Duke! I swore I was never going to stitch another blackbird design, and then I immediately finished this and started stitching another blackbird design. And I love it now. I don't know what my hang-up was. It's just the colors are mauve. I've heard other people, what do you call it? We call it mauve here. The back is just some fabric out of my stash, but the colors went well. There. So the bird is kind of a dark gray. And it was an overdyed, but I just did it in DMC. And I think it turned out fine. And I love it now. Now it's super cute. Now I would do 100 of them, but I don't know why I just had to hang up with that. Okay. And that I'm actually done with. Okay, and then I also had, show ya. So Joan made me another bag. God bless her, I love her. Because I don't know, do you think I'm hinting or... That's okay. She made me this adorable little bag. It's like a sock bag. It's got gusseted bottom. I love it. And this vinyl window. And it's a little zipper. Super cute. And it's got yarn and knitting needles. And it's like, it'd be great for like pair of socks. And it's really cute. She does do all sorts of custom things. So if you want something like this or you want it in a different size, send her a message either by her Made by Mama Joan Facebook page or her Instagram, and she'll do anything you want. She does grime guards, everything. So I've actually had a pattern. I've told her a million times that I've been waiting to or I've been wanting to start, and then I needed some little knitting bags. So anyways, I have, and I'll show you the pattern that they're out of. So it's a this and that pattern. I have quite a few of these. I think for the most part these are available at like quilt stores. Duke! So yeah, so that's this one. Two sizes. I did do bags in both sizes. So these are the small ones. Love that donut fabric. And then this is little donuts and big donuts. Each have a zipper. So I've had these for a long time, and I was glad to finally get some done. I'll show you the bigger size. This one actually has my Find Your Fade shawl in it. And I can show you, I've put a few rows in that. So the Find Your Fade takes 7 different balls of yarn. Not full balls, but it's still a lot of yarn. Let me see if I can hold it up here. So here's the tail. So that's 1 and 2, the green, and then kind of the green and speckled white. And then this is my 4th color. This is mostly hedgehog fibers. This last one is gorgeous. It's a hedgehog. It's called Pistachio. The color, the dye lot it varies like crazy from ball to ball, and I've been wanting to get some more just to keep in my stash. Not for this project necessarily, but just to keep in my stash. But I cannot find anything. Even I like the kind of more muted colors, and every time I see it, it's not the same. But this is beautiful. Love this. So here's my bag for that one, little Paris fabric. And it's great shawl size bag. And so you should be able to find those. I'll just read off the pattern. It's, again, the company name or the pattern designer says This and That. And the knitting bags are number 225. This is a fairly easy to follow pattern. I have another bag here that I'm going to show you. It's a little bit more complicated. I would say you have to have kind of basic sewing knowledge to do these. They're not super complicated, but it wouldn't be like, probably not beginner. You'd struggle with it a bit. But here's the bag. Really like this one. I love this fabric down here. Love it. So it's got these little shaker houses, big barn, horses. How cute is that? Love it. And then the piggy fabric here. And then the bottom I did just in a gingham check. And then the interior, this side is just a polka dot. And the divider is also the polka dot. And the bottom is the gingham. And then on this side, there's four little pockets. So there's 2 pockets here. I don't know what they're barking at. Or 2 pockets here, and then 2 more here. And then it's just, the top is just finished with the quilt binding edge. But this is super fun. Yeah, so, and it's a nice size. So that's that. If you have any questions or you can't find them, let me know. I'll see if I can find you some links. And my finishes here. I don't know what he's barking at. Naughty little booger. Okay. Let me show you my whips. Let me grab them here. Okay, it's recording. Okay. So I have, so for my my Mania starts, I started John and Abigail, and I just had a little bit of a start. I finished the little beehive and the stem that went down. So I worked on that a little bit more. It's on a 40 count doubloon, and that is so pretty. Very delicate, tiny, tiny. Just to give you an idea of size. It's going to be small. Not sure how I'm going to finish it yet. But I love it. It's cute. That 40 count's a little bit of a struggle. And then I don't think this was in any of my videos. This is Strawberry Bird by Carriage House. Or Kathy Barrick. Jen from Jen Stitching Niche. I always want to say niche. Jen Stitching It. She's doing the cat, and it's got a barn scene in it, and I think I'm going to need to get that. It's pretty cute. Not much of a start. That's it. But I like that one a lot. And what is this? Oh. This is Snow for Christmas by Brenda Gervais. And this one, I'm actually knitting the sheep in, or knitting the sheep. I am stitching the sheep in a merino wool. Duke! Oh, what is he barking at? And this one I've actually worked a couple days on. I don't know if I had all this stitching done the last time I showed you or not. But it's stitching up pretty fast. I mean, this is the bulk of the stitch. My needle minder is from Tanya's Sewing Room. She's got an Etsy site. I'll link it below. She's got a sale right now. And I can't remember the... she posted on her Instagram. And she has a coupon code right now for 40% off. And she's getting rid of her old needle minders. And I guess she's got quite an inventory of new. So I'm excited to see those. Oh, let's see. This is Plum Street Samplers, His and Her Stockings. And this was a Mania start, and I actually finished the Her stocking. It took 2 days to stitch, and his has also taken about 2 days to stitch. I would have be finished with it, but the Pilgrim gave me a little bit of trouble, and I had to frog him because he was in the wrong spot and start him over. So there's hers. Really pretty colors. I love the colors. So his stocking, you can see it's much darker. Lots of onyx is used. But I was so in love with the colors here. You see the stem is stitched in black. This motif is stitched in black, and the one up on top, and the acorn and that little other motif. All stitched in black. But the floss was so pretty. I just decided to kind of mimic the hers. And so this is what I did. So I still used this up here. So I ordered some stuff from Jen's Stitching Niche, and she sends a floss with every order, and I think it was ginger spice, and it was a limited edition, and so I stitched that in it, which was perfect. And then the rest of it was all the called for that was in the Her stocking that I just used on this one, and I really think it's beautiful. And then I think I changed the color of this, of the heel, and so I just have to finish him up, and then this is then this will be done. Well, and then I'm going to finish them like right away. So I promise my next video I will have those done, because I intend to finish them tomorrow night. Probably won't get to them tonight, but we shall see. Oh yeah, the heel was done in a light gray, and I did it in black. So that is really close to finished. And then lastly, Yvonne and I are both stitching Coffee Saves Lives, and she did message me and tell me she's working on it. So I hope to see an update from you tonight and see where you are. And I pulled this out this past month. I did pull it out, and I worked on it for 2 days. And it was just, I'm really close to finishing it, but this border was really trying when I took it out. I don't know why. I stitched about half of this border, and I was over it. And I'm like, okay, time to put it away. And so I was kind of dreading pulling it out. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it was just my mood that day. But when I pulled it out again, I was kind of dreading it, but then I really fell in love with it. So I got this whole side done and down to the bottom. And then I started doing, because this was, you can kind of see where my Q-snap was. So then I started doing the berries in there. But I just love this. It's so whimsical and it's so cute. And it's like so traditional, but kitschy. And I didn't realize it, but the pattern, did I show you the pattern? So in the pattern, Michelle from Cozy Egg pointed this out to me. It's a basket of donuts. I mean, are you kidding me? I love that. And so these are little coffee, like, pots, plants. And then she's holding a steaming cup of coffee. I can't get over it. It's so freaking cute. Love this. So I'm really looking forward. I'm using all the recommended floss for this. And then the fabric is just, I dyed myself. But I think it's so pretty. I love this so much. So when you can see the berries are really red, but it's so cute. So probably, 3 or 4 more days of working on that and it'll be done. But I'm not in any rush to finish it. I'm just going to enjoy stitching on it. I also have, and this was one of my mania starts, but I put one motif in and I haven't really done anything else. So that's my start there. And I'm sure I'll get cracking on that when the third one comes out. Okay, so I think that's it. The rest is all haul. And I normally don't have a lot of haul, but I have a ton of it. First, I follow Nikki's Creation on Facebook. And she posted these little scissor fobs. And I have major, like, make-it-itis. Oops. Where everything I see, I have to make myself. And I'm trying to grow out of that. And this wasn't terribly expensive, but it's, I don't know, when I buy it from someone else, it kind of feels like a present, and I really like presents. So even though I bought it, it feels like a present. It's like a little gift that she would make for me. So it's super cute. I'm pretty sure they're out of stock. She had limited, but you could check it out. Just Nikki's Creation. She has a web page. But it's, and it did ship from Italy. But it's a little vintage spool. Let's see if we can get it to focus. Little vintage spool, and it's just got some rick-rack and a little wooden bead, and then some beautiful, I don't know, it's kind of like a, not organza, I don't know if it's silk, maybe it's a silk ribbon, but, and then she uses really nice hardware, that big lobster claw, and then just the cute little scissors. So it all came together. So that was kind of fun. And then, oh, and Yvonne sent me this, which was super sweet of her. And if you've seen, I think it was a couple videos now, but she showed her finish of the tart. So cute. So I'm going to stitch this and send it to her to finish for me. Just kidding. She sent me the floss too, and can I tell you, I'm a super neatnik, and this speaks to me. She wound them all up super neat, and if you'll notice the labels, I love her. This just makes my heart happy. I mean, how tidy is that? And wasn't that sweet? So thanks so much, Yvonne. I love this. I can't wait to stitch it. So cute. This one, I've been wanting this one for a long time. So Yvonne's also stitching this, and I believe Nicole just finished this. Was this what she finished? American Sampler? I'm pretty sure. Oh my gosh, I can't keep them straight anymore. I think so. I remember, what was it, Yvonne, or I think it was Yvonne that was talking about how no, it was Nicole maybe. I can't remember the how she did the blocks of color. And it's, this so pretty. So, of course, I had to have that. I'm itching to start this big time. But it's a rather large project. And then Nicole was also stitching this. And I've seen this on Instagram now a million times. So I needed to have that. This Plum Street Hello Summer. And then I wanted to support some of our locals. Our resident Flosstubers who have Etsy shops. So I checked out Jen's Stitching Niche. Her Etsy site is amazing, and she's got really great prices and great shipping. And so order from her, but don't order at all. I almost hate to say that because I don't want people to take all the stuff that I want. But she's got oh, and she's doing this one too. So if you watch her videos, and I think it's in her WIP numbers 40 to 80, and she's got 120. She's got 3 totes that she's been going through in her video. So this is in tote number 2. And it's really pretty. And I have the fabric here. I'm going to over dye it. So because I really like the modeling that's in this. Really pretty. I love this. I was asking my husband and I, you generally have pretty much the same taste, but he's like, nah, I don't care for that. But I think he'll like it stitched once it gets stitched. Okay, then the other thing I bought from her was this Shakespeare's Peddler. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Look at the colors in there. They're just gorgeous. This is the Sweet Temper Sampler, and the verse says, let your temper be as sweet as the daisies at your feet. Be as gentle, be as mild as a modest little child. Love this. I love all the little motifs in there. Love it. That's another big one. Okay, and then McKenna, I ordered, I got a little needle minder. It's on a project downstairs, but she showed this in one of her videos, and I loved, I have a bunch of these little paper mache boxes, no big thing, but I just thought that those would fit really nicely on them. So I'm going to stitch those for that. I thought that would be cute. You know, farmy, very me. So here's the little, I love these. And they're just little, so they'll take no time to stitch. I can't wait. I especially want to do the barn with the silos. Okay, and then next, Lori showed this, Mischievous Stitches, showed this in her video. I have a kit, too, that's similar to this. And I've seen this a million times. And because I had that kit, I didn't buy it. But then when she had it, I had to have it, too. So I just ordered it. It's so pretty. Love that. So pretty. The other one that I have is a little bit longer, and it's thinner. So they'll be complimentary. And then if you watch Calico, Christine, I love her videos. So I have an affinity for birds. I don't know why. I haven't really stitched any, but I have, not extensive, but part of my original, I kept very little from my original like 1990 stash that I've had since my oldest, who just turned 25. Oh, and by the way, she just got engaged, so we're pretty happy for her. But she, these charts are as old as she is. So I've had them in my stash for 25 years, and I've never stitched them, but I can't part with them. I'm definitely going to stitch them. A lot of cardinals and chickadees, they're pretty common here in Minnesota, and I just have an affinity for them. But Christine talked in one of her last, I don't think it was her last video, it was the video before. But she has a picture that she posts on her Facebook page every spring, that a photograph that she took. And the designer from Crosswing Collection saw that and asked her if she could chart that as a cross-stitch kit. And, I mean, who wouldn't say yes to that, right? So here it is. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. That's all I can say about it. So I had to get this. And then I've been watching her stitch for a long time, the Morning Doves. And this picture really does not do it justice. I mean, her stitch piece is beautiful. So I had to get that. I don't particularly like doves, but this is really pretty. Because doves are too close to pigeons, and I hate pigeons. But that's really pretty. And beautiful fall colors. I know come October I'm going to be wanting to stitch that. So those are pretty. And then this is just some inexpensive eBay stash. One was a haul of 13 different samplers that I got for $17.50, I believe, was the final price. So this wasn't one of them. It was a magazine. So it's just pages from a magazine, but it's the original magazine. Not a copy. So I was okay with it, and I think I paid $1.50 for it. But it's just a really, can you tell I'm obsessed with samplers right now? But this, what I liked about it is what I read is that the Sarah Turner sampler, dated 1836, is a charming, uncomplicated piece. The antique has suffered minimal fading through the years, leaving the colors bold and bright. Simple in its design, the sampler includes only a few tree motifs in addition to its variety of alphabets, numerals, and dividing bands. The interesting part is that she never actually, I mean, this is the original sampler charted as it was found, and she never actually finished it, which I thought was kind of cool. And I'm going to stitch it exactly like that. So she says right now. We'll see. The other one is A Mind Independent and Free, Carriage House Samplings. And I love the verse on here. No glory I covet, no riches I want. Ambition and beauty are nothing to me. The one thing I beg of good heaven to grant is a mind independent and free. Mary Beth March is my name, and with my needle I worked the same. This work completed January 26, 1824. And I actually haven't looked whether or not this is like legit a reproduction sampler, or whether that is Kathy Barrick's. I don't know. My phone is being fickle. Okay, and then so this is the last of my video, and this is the 13 samplers that I got for $17. So this is As Told in the Garden. There were 2 of them in there. Threads of Gold. The colors I would swap out, but the sampler is ridiculously adorable. I would not stitch this one. It's Erica Michaels. And I probably wouldn't stitch this one. Smell the Gingerbread. I'll try and show them so if you want to search them out. But, I love this. A Stitcher's Story. I'm totally stitching this. So cute. Cherrywood Designs. A Stitcher's Story. Every stitcher has a story, tales of woes and tales of glory. Mother, daughter, grandma too, all taught me, who taught you? Cross stitch, Smyrna, mosaic, and rice, I've learned them all like lessons of life. I promise to keep the legacy strong, knowledge to stay long after I'm gone. I mean, isn't that a lovely sentiment? Tree of Life samplings, Love's Power. I love this. I don't love the colors in the top one, but I love the autumnal colors in the bottom, and I would totally stitch those colors. And another Threads of Gold, E. Ellis, circa 1820. And that's an original, I mean, that's a reproduction. And then this is so cute. Samplings 5, and this is a little needle book, Adam and Eve. Love that. This, do not love the colors, but I would totally swap out the colors and do it. I like the specialty stitches that are in there. Like all the flowers are specialty stitches, and I love that border. And this is Sheepish Antiques, Lydia Foster. Concord House Samplers, the Hannah Clough, C-L-O-U-G-H, Sampler 1818. Love this. And the Marking Sampler, a Quaker sampler circa 1820. It's an exact reproduction of a historic sampler. And then the last one is the Sampler Company, Brenda Keys, and I would have paid $17.50 for this alone. I love that. So that's it. All right. I don't think I have anything else. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's great. I changed my name to Farm Girl Stitcher, so you can find me there. Sorry. Get those bags to go away. So follow me on Instagram, Farm Girl Stitcher. I have removed all my videos from YouTube until I can weed them out and remove my business name, which had my phone number attached. It no longer does, so you can search all you want. You're not going to find it. The other thing. Oh, I saw somebody on a Stitch Mania post said that they feel stalkerish even leaving comments on videos. That comment kind of made me cringe a little bit because I love your comments. I love your comments. I probably look forward to those the most when I'm doing a video, and I think we pretty much all agree to that as Flosstubers, I can imagine. The one thing that drives me nuts is people, stop looking at your thumbs down. Who cares? I am not afflicted by the I care what people think about me bug, and that, I believe, is probably, I haven't always been like that, and I think it's something that is definitely a tool, and it is a technique that you learn over time, and it's something that has to be practiced. So I wish more people would practice and not be so concerned what people think about them all the time, and let's just ignore those thumbs down. Like, don't even mention it anymore, because every time you mention it in a video, it kind of gives credence to the people that does it, and if we all ignore it, then it kind of goes away. So, and focus on the positive. Like, focus on all the thumbs up that you get. Why focus on the 3 thumbs down and you have, 150 thumbs up and 65 comments? Like, focus on that. Just ignore those thumbs down. It's like, not even mention it anymore. It kind of goes with the territory of doing videos. So, I don't know. It just doesn't bug me. I don't know. But it makes me sad to see that it does bother so many people. And so learn to ignore it, and then it won't bother you anymore. So that's my piece of unsolicited advice to you. But it bothers me that it bothers people. I don't get bothered by things by myself usually, but it does bother me that when people get upset by it. I don't know. I'm a pretty strong-willed, for sure, would be something that would describe me. But I don't let a lot of things bother me. I don't know. Maybe that's a little unusual that I don't, but they just don't. I live my life as best I can, and I don't worry what people think of me, and gosh, you make yourself crazy doing that. So anyways, but I do really enjoy your comments, and I hit 2,000 subscribers. Did I mention that? Which, that is freaking awesome. Never in a million years would I think that within a year's time I would have the reception that I have. I mean, you don't go into this thinking, I'm going to have 2,000 subscribers. I mean, you just don't. And I am forever finding new floss tubers. And sometimes I have a hard time keeping up with the ones that I watch regularly. And, and I'll be honest, I don't watch everybody. I can't. It's impossible. There's way too many. Right now, so I'll do a couple shout outs. Stitching Between the Lines, Pam, who I found out she did videos because she's coming to the retreat. So I've been watching her videos. I love her. I think she's a lot like me. She's just kind of pretty straightforward, and she's a quilter. So actually, she is really, I've kitted up a bunch of little quilting projects right there in that bucket, and I'm super excited. And I intend to take her to some quilt shops when she's coming into town a night early. We're going to hit some quilt shops. Joan and I are both quilters too, so. And let's see, who else have been? Oh, Jiminy. What is her name? Cindy. I'm going to link these below. Cindy's Cross Stitch. Okay, so Marlene watches everyone. I can't keep up with everybody that Marlene watches. But I think I heard her mention her, and I've been watching her. I've been trying to keep up with her new videos. I think she just posted another one yesterday, and I've been trying to go back and watch her older ones. And she has the most adorable, sweet, and he's pretty sure he's an adult son, and he's now stitching too. And she's just, I love that she loves to garden, and she's just really sweet. That's all I can say about her. I'm going to link those channels below, and I hope you check them out. They're definitely worth the check out. Oh, and Stephanie and Pam. Okay, Pam I've followed for a long time on Instagram. We're like stitching soul sisters too. We stitch a lot of the same stuff. And her daughter, Stephanie, is just adorable. And she's crackerjack. She's so funny. She's pretty witty. And I love the sampler that she has on the wall behind them. It's a ginger and spice, the New England sampler. I love that. I thought I had that. I don't. I have the Pennsylvania one. I still have to look for it because I thought for sure I had it, but I can't find it. So I must not. I must have got it confused. But they're hilarious. I'm gonna I can't think of what their channel. Oh, Just Keep Stitching, I think it is. I may be totally wrong, but I'm gonna put the link down below. Pam and Steph. I love your channel, you guys. I'm glad, so glad, Pam, that you're finally doing videos and that you're really teaching Stephanie how to stash. That girl has a stash much larger than mine now. Oh, and thanks, Gerald, for giving my sweet Chloe. Probably most people had no idea what he's talking about, but the goat in Minnesota, that would be my favorite goat in my barn, Chloe, who has the same birthday with Gerald. Happy birthday, Gerald. And so I'll put Gerald, everybody watches Gerald, Ginger Gerald Stitcher. He's stitching that Henry. Love that. And, let's see, who else have I been watching? I think those are pretty much, I know I've been going back and I've been watching a lot of Pam's old videos. And, I think that's it. So that's all for now. Have a great 4th. Happy Canada Day to my neighbors to the north, which was, I think it was yesterday. And please don't blow your hand off. Nobody wants to see you in an ER, which you'd think by now. It happens every year. I hated working 4th of July. Bloody stump injuries. You don't want to see those. Anyway, so I'll try and be back. Actually, 4th of July, I don't have anything going on during the day. And since I don't have to work, we'll be waiting for the number 1 son to come back from his friend's cabin. His mom is texting me pictures daily of them, like, sitting in the boat. And, yeah, if you're a prayer warrior, if you could be praying for this young man's sister who has an inoperable brain tumor. So I think they're really trying to make some family memories while they still have her and while she's doing well. So that's kind of tough. Anyways, let's end on a bright note. I've really enjoyed this. Super stoked that I hit 2,000. And I will have a giveaway. I was thinking maybe I'd do the 20 things, or are you guys sick of that? I don't know. I don't know if I could find 20 things that you guys would find interesting about me. But perhaps I'll do that and then just come back with the giveaway. And thank you. You guys have made this a super, super fun year. And I'm so excited, mostly that you guys have inspired me to finish things that I haven't finished for years. So thank you so much for that. I will see you early next week. Thanks. Bye. So this is Pearl. Dookie's back there going crazy. I put him up on the rock because otherwise he can't see him. So Pearl is an English Angora. So the difference between an English Angora and a French Angora is the Pearl is Duke. Hush. It's the ear. These are ear tassels, and these are furnishings on his face. So he's got a little food in his face. He's been clipped semi-recently, which is why he's got a shorter coat. But this is these are his furnishings. And English Angoras, or French Angoras don't have that. They have clean ears and a clean face and just a fuzzy body. But who doesn't love all these furnishings? Hey, Pearl. Pearl is a buck. He's a male. So he's got a few little mats there. And he's a year and a half old. Handsome lad. And he's just sweet as can be. Duke, hush. Sorry, I hope your dogs aren't going crazy, but I've had lots of people ask questions. So I just wanted to show him off a bit. Such a pretty boy. Such a pretty boy.